I find what is occurring with that of Joker Folie Deux absolutely hilarious. And let me tell you why. For years, 5 years to be exact, people were parading that Joker, right? They were saying how the 2019 Joker film was proof that DC didn't need a cinematic universe. In fact, they rubbed it in our faces how much more successful Joker was over that of Batman versus Superman and Wonder Woman and the Suicide Squad. Despite all of them being successful, right? They felt that Joker was the definition of what DC should be giving us. However, you fast forward to today, and the sequel to that film is intertwining itself with records, and the wrong records at that. That's right, baby. This goes to show you that DC is more than just one character, right? Because people try to say that Joker saved the DC brand, right? They felt like, okay, that film made $1 billion, but you fast forward to today and we're still having flops. And Joker Folie Deux is one of them. Now, today's news comes from Deadline. Hilarious, by the way. It is titled Clown vs. Clown. Terrifier 3 shows teeth with 17 to 18 plus million dollars as Joker 2 posts record drop for DC character pick. Record drop. A record drop here. I mean, damn. How many records is DC is going to have for their second weekend drop? Let's get into this. All right. In one of the year's second biggest triumphs for indie genre cinema after Neon's Long Legs, Cineverse under $5 million investment, Terrifier 3 is screaming at an estimated $17 to $18 million in a 3-day opening weekend after $8 million Friday. There's even a school of thought that this movie could go way higher than that after a B cinema score, which is a very high number or grade for a horror film for that moviegoer poster. Now, I ain't going to give you all of that good news for Terrifier 3. Me and my wife may go see this tonight. But let's crawl down here, which is the fourth paragraph starting. Warner Brothers' second weekend for Joker Folie Deux is posting a negative 82% free fall with around $6 to $70 million. $7 million per industry estimates. $7 million in its second weekend. All high the mighty has fallen, right? Now, at 82% in its second weekend as drop goes, that would put Joker Folie Deux in the running to be in the top 10 of all time in regards to second weekend drops. Number one, you got a film called Collide with an 88% second weekend drop. Number two, you have a film called National Champions with an 88% second weekend drop. Number three is Undiscovered. As you notice, the top three is pretty much unknown films, right? It's a film called Undiscovered, and it has an 86% drop. The Wizard of Oz, the re-release, has an 86% drop. Boy Kills World with an 85% drop. Slow Burn with an 84% drop. One Piece Film Red with an 84% drop. Jane Got a Gun with an 83% drop. And Star Wars Phantom Menace, the re-release, got an 83% drop. And right here is where it gets very interesting. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 2017 re-release with an 82% drop. So if Joker Folie Deux drops that 82%, it could very well be in the top 10. And if you notice, you have three re-releases in this top 10. 3 of them. And I'm not certain about this Undiscovered. It only opened to $676,000, so it wasn't a film that was marketed very well. And not to mention Boy Kills World, same. And the point I'm getting at here is Joker Folie Deux could very well be in the top 10 of second weekend drops of all time, while being the only film to cost upwards of $200 million. That is a shame. That is a shame. And by the way, if Joker Folie Deux ends up earning $6 or $7 million, that will put it, I believe, like at $56 million in total, when the first Joker film had a 39% Friday and a Saturday a $39 million Friday and a $32 million Saturday. So we're in a situation where Joker Folie Deux could very well earn as much in 10 days as the first film did in 1.5 days. This is absolutely crazy. Let's do some other comparisons here, man. Let's go to the Batman. Show you how far this fandom has dropped off. Because people feel like you need more and more evidence, even though you can give them as much as evidence as possible, they still do not want to believe you. Let's go to the Batman. Okay, original release here. The Batman opened to $134 million domestically. Its opening day was $56 million. So, the Batman opening day will equal to the same amount as the Joker Folie Deux 10-day total. Let's do another comparison here. Oh, you knew I had to go here. Batman versus Superman. Batman versus Superman. Let's see what we got here. Batman versus Superman, original release, opened to $166 million domestically. Its opening day was $81 million. Its second day, which was Saturday, had a $50 million total. So Batman versus Superman, first day total will most likely equal that of the Joker Folie Deux total domestic run. You can't make this stuff up. This is why I say this is absolutely hilarious, right? Think about it like this. At one point in time, you were up there with Zeus, Odin, Thor, Hercules, Apollo, all of the gods of the Greek mythology and the Norse mythology, right? Now, you're a nobody. You're a nobody. You're someone who has been stripped of your godhood. And it's all thanks to all of your bad decisions over the years. See, the DC fandom may very well be in a situation where they're confused as to what to expect from you. You're not committing, you're not listening, and not to mention your direction is flawed with everything you touch. And I know a lot of people going to say, man, you're talking about James Gunn. No, I'm talking about what Joker Folie Deux. Whose idea was it to make it a musical? Who? Who said that as comic book fans, we want a musical? Now, to the film's credit, it did not market itself as a musical, right? I just feel like it's also an indication that the fandom just isn't there. But if you did go and see the film, or you was interested in it, there's no way you were excited about a musical. I'm sorry, and the fans are definitely reflecting that at this very moment. 82% drop isn't the end-all be-all, too. Like for real, it can go even higher. 84, 85, 88. It could possibly take the #1 spot for the biggest second weekend drop of all time. And the Terrifier is sitting around there having fun at the box office. A $5 million investment is about to get the Cineverse maybe $35 million in cash back. It's absolutely ridiculous how far this brand has fallen. So when I tell you all, listen, DC isn't the same anymore. You need to understand that I'm not lying to you. And I know you're going to say, well, this is a bad film. But even bad movies should still perform better than this, especially when they're DC films. Because a lot of people, they do a lot of bark too. You know, they'll be like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr. You Snyderverse fan," but they refuse to show up as well. So before you go to typing in the comments, just understand, I bought my ticket. I got my ticket. I support it. What did you do? Because it seemed to me a lot of people ain't buying tickets, right? So goes to show you that the DC fan base just is as strong as you think that it is. See, you get into these communities and you talk to these people on these Facebook groups and so on and so forth. But a lot of times that's as far as the fan base extends. You need more than that for a film to be successful. And the fact that the film being a musical is a bad idea, there's good musicals that exist, right? The Joker, Folie, Deux just isn't one of them. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the brand that is DC, they have an uphill battle. Trust me when I tell you, there's no way that Joker, Folie, Deux should be performing on this level, especially when the first film made $1 billion. There's no way. This film should have been an automatic $700 million worldwide if it was good. And a bad film should have at least bought it $500 million worldwide. Goes to show you that those out there who's really and truly speaking with their pockets, they're adamant on doing so. They refuse to give DC anything. So going forward, they should very well put that in a note. Like, okay, we have a struggle ahead of us. This fan base, it ain't moving. It ain't moved for Michael Keaton in The Flash. Think about that. The greatest Batman of all time returned, and people still did not show up. And that was a film that was fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has an 85% audience score. So that goes to show you where the DC fan base stands at this very moment. And if you ask me, it is non-existent. They have burned us too many damn times. And this situation with Joker, Folie, Deux is funny, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was laying down last night and I just bust out laughing, right? And my wife said, "What's wrong? What you laughing at?" I said, "I'm laughing at Joker, Folie, Deux and Warner Brothers and DC and all of them. Everybody who sat there and put the first film on a pedestal, right now I can say you guys was wrong. Like, for real. And that first film was one of the main decisions why Walter Mata and company decided to pretty much go their separate ways on a shared universe and screw over everything. It was that and Aquaman, you know, making $1 billion. It made them feel like, okay, these kind of standalone hero flicks or comic flicks do better, right? But in reality, they just did better because they came out at the proper time. But you still earned that of 875, 750, and 814 before. Think about that for a second. And then, not to mention, Justice League was your fault. See, this studio will always be ass backwards. There is no bright future for that of Warner Brothers and everything underneath this umbrella. Everything is struggling. Not only DC, but also that of Harry Potter. Think about the last Harry Potter film that was released, which is fantastic. Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. I think that was the name of the last one. I can't quite remember it. But think about that film. It flopped as well. So everything is hurting under that of Warner Brothers leadership. And if you ask me, they're not going to fix it anytime soon. They're going to continue to be the same damn studio. That's how I feel about this. Now, for added measure here, there's word that Christopher Nolan did not pitch his next film to that of Warner Brothers because he is salty that Warner Brothers released Tenet day and day. Now, I want to just say something about this, and this is going to be me taking up for Warner Brothers. The studio had their hands tied at that moment. They didn't have this situation before, so they did not know how to react it. And not to mention, they wanted to get their streaming service off the ground. And I feel like Christopher Nolan should not be this salty, and also all of the other talent in that of Hollywood. However, when you do have situations like Warner Brothers treating those directors in the DC universe the way that they did, people would tend to hold grudges. But in regards to Christopher Nolan being mad at Warner Brothers for that, I don't think that he should. But I understand if farther talent doesn't want to touch them. That's how I feel. Now, I'm your boy. Hopefully you have watched this video all the way to the end and help you pull out that algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. I'm trying to reach that magical number of 10,000 subscribers, so I'll be highly appreciative. You will help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. And if you are going to hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out that algorithm. But in the comments below, let me know what you think about Joker Folie Deux could possibly be in the top 10 biggest second weekend drops of all time. And also, tell me what you think about the Christopher Nolan situation, and do you agree with me when I say that the studio had their hands tied? But I will understand if farther talent doesn't want to touch them. And always remember, let the bon temps roule. That means let the good times roll. But let me know in the comments below.